Marketing is all about understanding what is relevant and what is happening right now. If we were focused on the past, we would be advertising at trade shows or spending millions of dollars on billboards. If we were focused on the future, we would be spending millions of dollars advertising in robo-taxis that fly everyone around to their destination. But the reality is we are focused on right here, right now, because every dollar we spend needs to get the right return in order for us to justify spending it and to continue growing our company. So today I'm going to tell you what is working in the world of B2B marketing, the tools that you need to execute, and how you can implement this strategy for your business, regardless of the vertical and niche that your business is in right now. And the best part is this requires a very low budget. It's infinitely scalable. You can reach millions of people and you can keep the spend very, very low. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it is this. Society is shifting its focus from the collective to the individual. A great example would be Hollywood. It's dying. Films are doing worse every year. Netflix ratings are going down, while things like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, the creators on these channels are all growing exponentially. I think that's the perfect example of the way that society is shifting. And if you look at business, it's really very similar. Brian Chesky of Airbnb leads all of the marketing and announcements for them. Shopify leans heavily on Harley and Toby to market and demonstrate their product value. Henry Schuck at ZoomInfo is front and center with all of their new marketing announcements. Sam Altman with OpenAI, the list goes on. You get the point. Everyone's doing it because it works. But why does it work? I think at the core of all this, it's because humans buy from humans. People are intimidated by big organizations and corporations, and they feel like they don't have a personal connection to that business. And in the past, that wasn't as big of an issue. But in 2025, we live in an interesting time where you need to earn someone's trust before they spend money with you. And so that's why founder-led content is so effective, because you are humanizing the brand. You're putting a face behind this technical product. And the truth is, trust in a lot of businesses is at an all-time low. Trust in humans needs to be earned. A lot of times companies can come off very desperate and, in my opinion, just corny with the marketing that they try to do. And that's another reason why I think leading with human-based content is essential. But how can you actually implement founder-led content into your B2B strategy? Well, first you need to decide which channels make the most sense for you. And it's going to vary from business to business, but without fail, if you're in B2B, chances are LinkedIn and YouTube should be an integral part of your strategy. LinkedIn serves as a very top of funnel and middle of funnel strategy for your business. So creating content on the founder's page, not the company page. And that's not to say you should never create on the company page. I think big updates and announcements can go on there. But in terms of generating leads, you need to be going hard with the founder's page. You can talk about things like technical content. So let's just say, for example, your product plugs into CRMs. Well, millions of people use HubSpot and Salesforce. So show your product, demo it, literally talk through it, demo it, walk through it, showing how your product plugs into Salesforce and how it plugs into HubSpot and how it makes the user's life 100 times easier if they use your solution. So technical content is one pillar. And this goes for YouTube too. The difference with YouTube is that it needs to be much more targeted and SEO optimized, because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the entire world. And so if you can optimize for, using the previous example, how to streamline my Salesforce workflow, and your video ranks first, you're going to get a lot of views, but you're also going to get a lot of revenue from those views. So you can think of YouTube as bottom of the funnel, but the styles of content can be somewhat similar on LinkedIn and YouTube. They're just a little bit different in their delivery. You can also always include FAQs. So when you're doing product demos, if you have customers asking questions, the FAQs are essential for you to be able to create content around that's already handling those objections before they even get on the call. So we have technical content and we have frequently asked questions content. What else can we put? I'm a big fan, especially on LinkedIn side of things, of creating human content. Once again, humanizing it. So do you like pickleball? Do you love music festivals? Do you like weight training? Do you like fine dinners? What is your thing? What are some things that you enjoy? Because a lot of other people enjoy those too. So I like to sprinkle those in there whenever I'm building out content strategy for a founder, because at the end of the day, the founder is not a robot. He's a human being, and people want to relate to that human being. Ultimately, you're going to need to get creative and create a bunch of different types of content around your actual product just to show how helpful it is. Because if you think about it, the reason that people buy something is either because it's going to give them status, it's going to make them more money, or it's going to save them time. So chances are your product falls into one of the last two buckets. Every piece of content you should create should either be about how you are going to help this person make more money with your product, or you're going to help them save time. So every single time you're making a video on YouTube, on LinkedIn, make sure that the person understands that this tool is going to help them do one of those two things, and then you explain how it's going to do that inside of the video. So with all technical content you create, you want to make sure that you're hammering those 2 points home. Now, once you've been posting consistently for 2, 3, 4, 5, ideally 6 months, you're gonna have a lot of content winners, and you're gonna begin to find what we call content market fit. So in the same way you find product market fit, content market fit is finding angles and variables that people resonate with and wanna learn more from. You have to be careful here because you don't wanna be getting millions of views. You're targeting a specific niche, a very specific type of person, not millions of people. So I always like to say views do not equal revenue. You're not chasing millions of views. You are chasing targeted views. And so you need to make sure that your content is optimized for that. But when you find winners in your content fit, you can amplify those winners by putting some paid ad spend behind them. Instead of burning thousands of dollars on ads, you already have verified and validated content that you can put some ad spend behind and simply crank up as it performs. And then from there, of course, you're going to start getting more traffic. You want to capture that traffic. You want to put them into email nurture sequences, all the best practices. But the most important thing with all this is being consistent, because that's how you get data. And data is how you decide what to change and what to alter. I've never seen a company commit to this for 6 months and the business not grow. Sure, there's issues. Sometimes you hit a slump and you can't get any views for a month or two. But if you just keep going, the business is going to grow exponentially. We live in an attention economy. The moat to create software is almost non-existent now. So the way that you differentiate yourself is through branding and through marketing. This is extremely important to understand. And not to mention, if you are a founder, you get to build your personal brand alongside the business. And in 10, 20 years, when you move on from this business, you can still have that strong brand that people really resonate with. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So the action steps from this video are to go create your content pillars. Write down all the different things that your product does. How can it help people? What are the pillars that you want to focus on? Make sure you focus on technical content, FAQ content, and humanizing content. Then you want to create a specific strategy for LinkedIn and for YouTube and maybe X/Twitter and Instagram, depending on the type of offer that you have, but definitely LinkedIn and YouTube. Set aside time each week to just write about what you're going through, problems you're dealing with, issues you're facing. And then you need to set aside time to film and record and edit. Ideally, you have a team do this, but this is something that needs to be done. Every single week, this should happen. And batching content is so much better than sporadically recording, in my experience. Now, if you want to shortcut all of that, you can just work with me, because we'll do all of this for you and we'll be able to extract the knowledge out of you without you having to sit and write every single week. We've done this for the last 5 years with brands like Centauri AI, Castmagic AI, Mechanism, one of the biggest advertising agencies in the country. The list goes on and on. We know what we're doing and we can help shortcut this process. It is essential that you nail your content market fit if you want to scale and grow. So either A, get after it and start creating yourself, or B, go to my website, book a call, and let's start working together so that we can take your business to the next level with content marketing.